3013, which has been read. Mr. Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, House Concurrent Resolution 3013 was introduced by Representative Twite and other House and Senate sponsors. House Concurrent Resolution 3013 is a concurrent resolution urging the United States Supreme Court to restore the definition of marriage to a union between one man and one woman. Mr. Speaker, your Judiciary Committee, Representative Kameen, Chairman, recommends to pass on House Bill 3013 by a vote of 11 yeas, 1 nay, and 2 absent or excused and not voting. Mr. Speaker.
Representative Twite.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker and House Chamber members, House Concurrent Resolution 3013 urges the United States Supreme Court to reconsider its actions and restore marriage to a union between one man and one woman, as always was prior to 2015, a mere 10 years ago. I trust you've all read through the resolution and studied the content. Therefore, I'll refrain from reading it. General Assembly, as you are well aware, two cannot conceive or birth a child except for the coming together of a female and a male. You cannot have a country without children. You cannot perpetuate a country without a next generation. Based on the laws of nature, it's just that simple. It's past time for North Dakota citizens to speak their displeasure with this Supreme Court decision and call for a restoration of the definition of marriage as only of the legal union between a man and a woman, as stated in North Dakota Century Code 14-0301. Please follow this age-old historical document on marriage. I urge you to pass. I'll stand for any questions.
Is there any discussion? Representative Foss.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and those of the Assembly, I stand in strong opposition to this resolution. I did not think that less than a year after I made my vows to the man I love, that I would have to stand up in front of this body and fight for my rights to exist and be happy. But here we are. This hurts. This resolution eventually tries to overturn marriage equality. It eventually seeks to take my rights and those like me, mine, rights away. Rights such as tax incentives, property rights, parental rights, benefits that we give spouses of those in the military, benefits that we give spouses in private business as well. But honestly, the right that I think hits hardest is the end of life rights. I cannot imagine my husband at the end of his road in his hospital bed dying, and I would have no rights to any decision making on how that moves forward. I would not even be guaranteed to be in the same hospital room as him. I would have less rights than a complete stranger. And that's devastating. I get the argument of you can call it whatever you want. You call it a civil union. It doesn't have to be marriage. But there are two things wrong with that. First, in this state, that's never been an option. And honestly, if this goes to the end goal of where it wants to be, I don't think it'll be an option after that. And secondly, I don't go into your church or your home and force you to relabel your relationship just because I don't agree with it. I would ask the same in return, especially because the way that you label that your relationship does not affect me, as mine doesn't affect you. Religion and spirituality are such deeply, deeply personal things. Every single person in this room has a unique perspective when it comes to their creator. You have every single right to believe that your creator does not want me to be happy, that your creator does not want me to love who I love, and that's your right. But I also have every right to know that my God loves me for who I am. I have every right to know that my God did not make a mistake when he made me. We keep talking about religious freedoms in this body. I would just ask that the same respect be shown to me and many others that think like me as well. I do realize that this is just a resolution, but this resolution is a message. It's a message to the world that North Dakota, if you're like me, you're not welcome here. If you don't conform to the ideas that we have about creating a family, you're not welcome here. That's not North Dakota nice. That's not even Christian-like. It was said a few days ago in this body, on this floor, that a Christian state would be open and accepting. This doesn't feel very open and accepting. Stripping my rights away does not feel very open and accepting. I have lived in this state for most of my entire life. I was born here. I grew up here. I'm a North Dakotan through and through. This resolution has made me feel the most unwelcome that I ever had in this state, and it truly does hurt. I urge a no vote. Thank you.
The House has before it for final consideration HCR 3013. The clerk will open the key and you may record your vote. Has every member voted? Do any members wish to change their vote? Key will be closed and the clerk will take the record. Final vote shows 52 yea, 40 nay. HCR 3013 is declared passed.